Hi everyone! It is this really exciting time of year for, I imagine, a lot of people who are into planning. It's the time of year when you usually start thinking about what your planning system will be in the new year. For me, it's usually kind of October, November, December time when I actually start thinking, what do I need for my planner? What do I want to do next year? And as part of that process this year, I've been kind of reflecting on my current system at the moment and how it kind of evolved throughout the year. So I thought I could just do a quick recording of an overview of how I started the year, how it's going, and what I found works for me. So here, you don't see them all, but these are all the kind of planners I used this year, and I still use some of them, not all of them. I will start with this one. This is how I started the year. It's a really small kind of personal size format type of notebook. I also use the A5 notebooks from this brand, but it was my kind of bespoke setup that I started the year with, very optimistically thinking, I'm gonna stick to it. Basically what I did is I did my own monthly layouts, a lot of like fun collages along the pages, and actually loved how they turned out at the time. I tried to have, it's my first attempt at kind of keeping a theme, like a color theme and a bit of a theme with the kind of planets and moons and the celestial objects, I guess. This one was the only month I didn't use this theme and I hated it. But the rest of the monthly layouts I thought were really, really cool. So just a quick flip through that. And as you can see, around June time, I dropped off from this and I started working into this planner that I'm in currently, which is a shame because I really like that monthly spread here, but I just couldn't keep up with both, and I just wanted to stick to the ring setup that I have here. So what I did initially was I just did kind of 2 days a page layout, which would have taken too much space in this. I wouldn't have had time for space for the whole year, but it was kind of working for a while. Then I realized there's some really fun collages in here. I'll do a separate flip through this one. But what I then ended up doing is this kind of a week on 2 pages setup where I would just have Monday to Sunday and then just a little planning section for next week, which I used for a while and it was fun. It did work. The only problem was that I just didn't have enough space for everything when it comes to, you can see these are the ones that I set up and I never actually used. It's pretty much end of May when I kind of stopped. But I still have some really nice layouts here. So the challenge here is you don't have enough pages for the full year. You don't have in that weekly setup, you don't have enough space for all of my notes and appointments. But what I love about this is that it's a blank canvas, right? I can have all sorts of notes, I can have all sorts of fun layouts, I can do collages, I can do notes on anything I want. I can have a monthly reflection section, which I forgot to mention I try to do after every month. So it's so much fun, it's so free and creative. You can be super free and creative with it. I have films and book sections, obviously did not use it, which is the benefit, but it's also one of the challenges. It is a lot of work actually setting up the monthly, the weekly. The monthly I didn't want to go, but the weeklies I had to kind of do a few weeks in advance, and just takes time to set it up. And at some point I just got tired of doing it, so that's why I moved away from this. But I still really love it as a system. I might go back to it at some point. It's super portable and compact. It's super sturdy cover, so it's perfect on the go. It's much lighter than this, obviously, takes up less space, and it's just like a really nice system to have on the move. And these 3 planners here are my current setup. The main event is this for personal planning, and I use some Filofax pages for just work planning. And this is my travel wallet and travel planner that I use sometimes. But I'll just start with the main event. I'm not going to do a full flip through, just the highlights really. What I needed for it was monthly pages, which is what I have here. These are inserts from what are they called? Crossbow planner. Really cool designs. I really love the fact that you have kind of top priorities, tasks, and then at the end of every month you have a bit of reflection. I did spend some time thinking about this and how I set up the whole thing, and I also spent some time on the kind of plan for the decoration. As you can see, I tried to have a color scheme, kind of picked up this beautiful red from the actual cover, and I used some green as an accent color, and I tried to keep that theme of having a little dot for the monthlies, little red dot for every monthly cover, which I actually quite like. I'm not gonna lie, I was quite proud about this, and I love how it works with the cover. It's just, yeah, I really like that, and that's why I like this design, because I have the space for some decoration here, which to me is important. It's important for me to have that freedom for creativity. So that was the monthly, and then I did from the same Crossbow planner, from the same company, I got dailies. I did not use the dailies every day, only for very busy days, because these are, again, this is just my personal life planning. It doesn't have my work tasks, which was a big kind of discussion point for me internally, around, okay, what do I do? Do I have all of my tasks, work and personal, in one place, or do I keep it separate? And how do I find a system that works for each one of them? Then I have my weekly spreads, which are the Filofax weeklies that came with this organizer. I absolutely love their cream, I think it's called cream cotton, the color of the paper. I absolutely love it, and the way it works with this, the color of this cover is just stunning. I really think it's beautiful, and I quite like how it works with my gray pen. That's why I've only used the gray pen on these pages, because it just looks so cool. Right, then we have health, again, wellness trackers from Filofax, and meal planner from Filofax. That's all that's in my health. And then finances is, I think I have budget trackers from Filofax as well, expenses trackers, budget tracker, that sort of thing. And then the rest is just to-dos, again from Filofax. I have those inserts and lists and to-dos and notes. That's it. That's the whole setup I have for my personal planning. Work-wise, I landed on having a separate binder for it. I just got a super cheap basic binder from Amazon, and I decided to go for Filofax day on a page setup, which is really good for me for work, because it has all of my appointments on one hand, then my to-dos, tasks to delegate, which I think is a really cool reminder, personal reminders, correspondence, priorities for the day, which is very important for me to have, because otherwise I just freak out about my to-do list and actually get lost instead of focusing on the really important tasks. So I got the full year, just a day on a page, and I've been really enjoying using this. And I think it's worked for me to keep work tasks and work meetings separate from the personal planner. It kind of, yeah, distinguishes between the two worlds and mindsets, and this is work thinking, this is life thinking, right? So I think it's worked well. Part of me though wishes for 2025 that I come up with a solution where I can use this beautiful personal planner and I have both work and life in one planner. So this is where what I'm thinking about it for 2025. I will again probably do a separate flip through the corporate kind of setup here. I quite like this feature, pull out a pull out of the whole year, where I've just marked work events and stuff and deadlines and stuff I need to remember, basically. That's worked well. And the final thing I wanted to show you is this. I need to clean it a little bit because, yeah, I don't have a wallet normally. I don't use cash, but when I travel outside of the UK is when in Germany, for example, cash is a bit more common. So I do need a wallet to carry with me so that I have someone to put my cash when I travel. So this is why I use this guy for travel. Just a normal wallet. This is the Saffiano by Filofax. You can get rid of the planner and you can just have it as a wallet, which is what I do quite often, to be honest. But I also have my planner here whenever I don't want to bring my personal planner with me. If it's a short trip or I just want to travel light, I would just move important pages from this into this and just take that. And the setup here has been pretty simple. I just had travel notes, to-dos, and a bunch of random notes and pages. It's not really very well organized at the moment. I normally just have my travel planner pages. I did a few collages that I quite like in here, and I quite like the dividers that I did, the little collages I did for the dividers I thought were fun. That's it. It's much more compact and thinner in terms of how many pages you can take, but also it's obviously lighter than a full-on planner. So I still think it's been really good for me to have this as an option whenever I'm traveling. And obviously I have this pocket here that I use for my passport. And that's it. So these three are what I plan in at the moment, and this is my start of the year planner, which I'm kind of a little bit sad that I didn't really work in a lot because I think it's quite pretty. But hey, maybe next year I'll do a similar setup and use it a little bit better. But yeah, that is my kind of quick reflection on the setup that I have for this year, and I will probably be putting together a video on what I want to do for 2025